the Podfix Network.
Hello and welcome to the Filmmakers Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk
films and everything. Filmmaking.
From indie films to studio films and
everything in between.
How to make them, how to get them made, and how to try not to
fuck it up.
In our very humble opinion. I am Giles Alderson. I'm a writer, director, and a producer. And you are?
Dom Lenoir, writer, producer, director.
Director question mark? Were you unsure about this now? Have you produced too many movies?
I was thinking about the age-old conundrum of like giving too many like bows
Adjectives.
in your hat, bows in your feather. Or, no, that's not the one.
Wait.
Feathers in your bow or feathers in your hat? That might be
it's
it.
putting the cat among the pigeons, this, to say you're not a director.
Yeah.
On the show
I'm very
today,
much a director.
You are a director, and Winter Ridge is out now. Go support Dom. Go watch it. It's cool. On the show today, we have the fantastic directors and actors and writers
Jim Cummings
and
PJ McCabe.
Woohoo! They are the co-directors, co-writers, and co-stars of The Beta Test.
Beta Test.
The Beta Test.
Beta Test.
Beta Test. It's brilliant. It's such a Jim Cummings movie now. What I mean by that is if you haven't seen Thunder Road, then you're an idiot. The short film is one of the best short films you might see around. It blew up about 3-4 years ago, where Jim Cummings is a police officer at, I think it's his mum's funeral. The Thunder Road song, sung by Bruce Springsteen, who actually gave him the rights to it and loved Jim's weird little face. And just said, I'll let you.
Don't we all?
Don't we all? And then he went on to turn it into a feature film called Thunder Road. After that, he made the studio movie The Wolf of Snow Hollow, and he's come back to his indie roots, this time co-directing with PJ McCabe, The Beta Test.
Beta Test.
Yeah, we dive deep into the differences between studio and indie film and the differences he had there, the issues he might have had when you're suddenly doing a studio movie for lots of money. They talk about acting and directing and how they did it. They talk about references, the pictures they used, how they got the funding for this movie, and they also talk about lenses, what lens size they like to use the best, and how Jim edited this film and sound mixed it. He learnt to do this on Adobe Audition. They also talked about film festivals and making your day on set. It's an absolute treat. It's a doozy. This is Jim returning, the returning legend, the indie film legend who you should all aspire to be. And PJ wasn't in his PJs, but he was amazing. And he also had so much to say about the indie filmmaking world. And this is his debut directing movie. It's brilliant.
And it was our first face-to-face interview for very, very long time, actually, pre-COVID.
About 2 years.
Literally years. And it used to be so much fun to go into a studio and you'd have like the PR people there. Sometimes you'd get some biscuits, I don't know. Sometimes they went crazy. And you'd look the filmmakers in the eye.
And I missed it. And we are a little giddy. I totally forgot about that, Dom. You're right. It was our first one for years. And we are a little giddy at the beginning. Bear with us. We all do talk all over each other. But
as we're doing now.
As we're doing that, but
we haven't learned.
No, we haven't learned. But because we're not on Zoom anymore, everyone had a microphone, which meant you can't edit out someone on Zoom. If Dom talks over me, which he does all the time, I just cut him out.
And rightly so.
Toby, our brilliant editor, rightly so, cuts the idiot out. When you're in a room with people,
Giles is the idiot.
You can hear them in the background if you try and cut them out, and you just hear them talking over someone else. So bear with us because we're talking over each other. But Dom Lenoir, famous director that you are, giving you the term back. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm in the enviable position of being incredibly busy, which is.
I'm in the enviable position. What the fuck? That was amazing. I really enjoyed that. I spat out my orange juice.
You did. I saw it. It was almost like slow motion. It's great that there's multiple things sort of going on in the background. Stumbled through a very exciting but challenging shoot, Giles. I've been at film festivals and producing stuff in the background and meetings. You know how it is. And it's just been busy, and I think the whole industry is incredibly busy right now, and it's amazing that it seems to be everyone is getting back on their feet and going out and making stuff.
I think it's a great time for filmmakers right now to get out there and do stuff. There's been no question about it. It is busy out there. Things are happening. Jump on the coattails of people and get involved now. If you're just starting out, perfect time to be a production assistant on these movies, on the TV shows. They're crying out for people. Get involved. Yeah, 3 Day Millionaire that I've now finished a week. Yeah, there's no question about it. It was a tough shoot, but I mean, joyous. Now you've had time away from it, and you miss everyone, and you miss making a movie. And we're now sorting out the post stuff. It's very exciting, but yeah, it's hard. There's no question about it. Producing movies is ridiculously hard, and you need eyes everywhere to make it work. It's there's no question about it. We'll dive into that. I think Jack Spring, the director,
springs into action,
says that we're going to do a little podcast together coming up, a little chat about what we went through. So hopefully it'll still be raw, and that'll all come out, because there's a lot to learn. I learned a lot. In the meantime, we're jumping into Wolves of War edit. So my World War II film starring Rupert Graves, Ed Westwick, Matt Willis. I'm jumping into that now properly, because there's a full assembly done. So yeah, it's exciting times. Now we start working out what's next.
And I will say, some exciting news. The US travel corridor has finally opened, which will open on the 8th of November, which is fantastic news for a lot of people, not for our film when the screening starts, because it means none of us can actually go out for the 2 amazing festivals that we have been selected to, except for our lead actor Jared, who's based in the States, because we're playing at Telluride in the glorious mountains right now, which I'm incredibly jealous of, and then we're in Utah for Film Quest, which we also can't attend. So good news for you, not so good news for me.
But if you're anywhere near those festivals, do go support When the Scream Starts. It's ace. It's ace fun. It's a brilliant, cool horror comedy. Speaking of film festivals, I was down at the London Film Festival this week. What did I watch? I watched Kenneth Branagh's Belfast. Thank you, Tony Cook. I really enjoyed seeing it, and I enjoyed being around people, and I enjoyed being in a huge cinema. Went to the after party as well, of course I did, and that was fantastic. Another film festival coming up this week is the London Sci-Fi Film Festival, and the other movie I produced, called Repeat, Richard Miller's epic sci-fi movie, is screening premiere, the London premiere. It is on the 21st, this Thursday in the evening. Do come along. Links are all over my social media. But hey, if you're around in London, come to the London Sci-Fi Film Festival and come support Repeat. It's brilliant. It's a great movie.
And also come along to see Alice Eve's new film, which I did my first ever solo interview with.
Ooh, for the podcast.
Which will be coming out very soon. And it is called Warning. And I believe it's opening the festival. So hopefully you can watch both films.
There you go. London Sci-Fi Film Festival. The Hollywood actress Alice Eve is on the podcast coming up soon. Dom did his first solo interview. Hopefully did really well. I've not heard it back yet. So yes, that coming up. And also myself and Dom have just recorded an episode with Axel Carolyn. She's going to be on next week for you, talking about her brand new film, The Manor. It's a co-production between Amazon and Blumhouse. It's cool as hell. It's part of the Welcome to the Blumhouse series of new horror films, and Axel has just recently directed American Horror Story on TV. She goes in depth about that. That's coming up for you next week. It's Halloween literally coming up. It's the perfect time to go watch The Dare if you haven't. So the little plug for The Dare. It's a year, literally yesterday, since The Dare came out in the UK.
Happy Halloween!
You have no excuses not to go watch this movie now. It's Halloween. I think you can probably find it free somewhere, but it is on Sky Movies still, and it is on Amazon Prime. Love you guys. But now, sit back, relax. What else should they do, Dom?
Relax more.
Don't relax. Go do something productive as you're listening to this. This week's filmmaker...
Take some coffee, be unrelaxed.
With the fantastic PJ McCabe and Jim Cummings. Enjoy.
This is the first sort of in-person interview.
Really?
Since lockdown.
Oh, no way. The maiden voyage since lockdown. Wow. This is great.
It feels weird.
I'm honored. It is.
Yeah.
I feel like a chimpanzee. I don't know how to do so. Yeah. It was so bad when I first got back from quarantine. I had to act in a TV show called Dave.
It's brilliant.
And it was such a funny thing because it was the first time I was around a bunch of people again, and I didn't know how to end conversations. So I would just go, bye. And then
just wait.
Yeah, exactly. or end it like a phone call of like, okay, yeah, great, okay, bye now, take care. And like it's
Cool,
so uncomfortable.
that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna walk over
Bye.
here now.
Yeah.
It's really hard, like, because it's a habit you have to build over years. Because it's always awkward ending a conversation, especially if it's with a stranger.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know, I mean, you've got the code red ones, like, oh, I'll go to the toilet. Then you have to actually go to the toilet to leave the conversation.
Right.
Exactly.
If like a subtle abort isn't going to work.
I think it's hilarious that we got so used to the Zoom things and we can write notes.
Yeah.
But you
Not wear trousers.
Not wear trousers.
Yeah.
But what I found really strange is you'd have to keep looking into people's eyes. If you notice, we're all kind of doing it now.
Yeah.
Like you did on Zoom. You'd sort of stare into that. Whereas
Should we try this for the whole time?
Just look at each other.
weird.
Right. Wow.
It's proper the beta test, isn't it? Or the beta test. How do you pronounce it in America?
In America, they say beta.
Beta test.
Beta test.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you, PJ and Jim. Jim, you've been on in the past.
Thank you
And
for having me again.
You were in London, and we were in obviously London, but yet the timings didn't work out. And we had to do it on Zoom, so I've never actually met you. But you came until now, and you came on our clubhouse rooms various times.
That's right. That's
And
right.
we chatted away there, and it was really fun.
I hope I don't let you down.
No, you never let us down. It was
Yet.
great. Yet.
Yeah.
So the beta test, right?
Beta test.
Yes.
Wow, I loved it.
Oh, good.
Okay, cool.
I really loved it. And
I
obviously-
also enjoyed it.
It was amazing. We fooled both of you. Okay, good.
Yeah. He liked it. Mixed feelings. Over
Mixed
here.
feelings, all right.
It was fantastic. It was.
Oh,
good.
thanks, guys. Cool.
No, I loved it. I loved the intensity because, especially in your previous films as well, with that real intensity, that on edge. What the fuck's this guy gonna do?
Yeah.
all the time.
Even from the word go, like the first scene, like, you know, there's a woman looking out on the balcony. You just don't know what's going to happen, and there's this tension, but it doesn't make sense, and you're like not giving the audience the answers, and then you drip feed it, and you, all the way through, you're just like, you know, is it gonna relax? And then you get a slight reprieve, and then it's back into the intense psychological chaos.
Yeah, it doesn't really stop. It's like we kind of
It's intense. It's really intense.
Forcing the audience to pay attention. And from that opening scene, so the film opens with this really graphic murder in Swedish, and it's really funny to get up on the microphone and say, hey, it's a comedy. Enjoy the film, and then it starts out in Swedish, and people in the audience are like, am I in the right fucking movie? Like, is this right? It's really funny.
Yeah, I bet. Because Swedish as well. Why? I mean, throwing it in at the start.
Do you not like Swedish people?
We wrote the film, and it was supposed to be Italian. We wrote it as like this Italian couple, and we've been watching all these giallo films from back in the day, a lot of like early Dario Argento, and so much of the violence in that sequence is inspired by giallo films. And so we wrote it as Italian. I speak a little Italian. I was like, oh, this could be interesting. And then we met Malin Barr, who is Swedish, not Italian. But I was like, oh, Malin would be really good. And then she said, oh, my boyfriend's also Swedish, and he's a very decent actor. We should try it out. And so it's her boyfriend, Christian Hilberg, is the co-star in the film, and they're a real couple in real life. And they're the loveliest Swedish people in the world, the kindest, actually good friends of ours. And so the whole time we're watching this couple murder each other, we're laughing. like we're just like, I can't believe it's working. I can't believe people are believing that this violence is happening. And people in the audience are fucking horrified. They're like, oh my God.
It's about every screening we're in the
just
opening
laughing.
scene, Jim and I are in the back just like dying, and everyone's just like, oh my God, this is so graphic. We're like, yeah, it's funny.
It's like the most graphic murder in any movie, I think. We just like brutalized this person in the opening. So you're like, the audience is like, what am I watching?
It was literally serial killer levels of like, you know, the entry wounds and like the way it was done. There was something like really just horrible to watch.
A lot of David Fincher inspiration from that sequence. Yeah,
but why do I think it was important to show other international couples, that these themes of lying and cheating and infidelity, I mean, that spans all cultures and all that. So
especially Sweden.
I think
especially Sweden. Don't get me started on the Sweden.
Everyone's gonna think we genuinely have a problem with Sweden. I love Sweden.
Yeah, we do. I love Sweden. Shot there many times. I fucking love Sweden. It's amazing. It's amazing. But yeah, we're filmmakers as well, and me and Dom actually separately have just wrapped on a feature film each separately. I finished 2 days ago, one day ago, and you finished. So my head's spinning right now. I'm fucked.
Do you have this thing? So when I finish a film, my fiance has to convince me that I don't have more shots to get in the middle of the night. I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, I still have these 3 shots. And it's literally every night I go to sleep and I wake up and I'm like, oh, I still have these 3 shots. I gotta get these 3 shots. And she's like, you don't have those 3 shots. And there were times when I'm so cognizant of it, but I'll walk into the bathroom to pee and I'll say, I gotta get those 3 shots. And I know Julia told me I didn't, but she has no idea what she's talking about.
Exactly.
She's like, she wasn't on set.
It's so messed up. Your brain is screwed up for the next several weeks.
basically trauma.
I screamed out in the middle of the night. I think maybe the third.
Daddy,
Daddy, mummy,
Daddy, where's my Daddy?
That was just
true story.
True story. That's all the time though.
After my debut movie, I literally for must have been about 2 months did that, and I'd wake up sweating, full cold sweat, and go, "The bed's in the way. You've got to move." In Germany as well. You've got to move the bed now. Get out of it. What are you doing in it? We've got to get the shot, and it was horrendous. It just doesn't leave you, does it? So I'm in that zone right now.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but I know. Yeah, I mean, but at least you got it done. And, and in waking life, you don't have the shell shock. Of
I was
that.
very relieved though. I mean, I was just like, wow, we actually got that crazy thing, because I mean, it felt so daunting knowing we had to shoot all this stuff, and it was such weird things we had to shoot. So there's a sense of relief. I don't know, for sure. For my first feature, it was just nice to be like, wow, we actually got it.
The thing that I've noticed that helps is having the script, a copy of the script that you can do like a Sharpie cross off of the scenes that you do, and then it's like, okay, cool, I only have these left. It's actually a cleansing of the brain.
Yeah, it's like a list, isn't it? Like, lists are so satisfying, even if it's a never-ending list. It's like, well, I've done something.
Exactly, and you can cross off the things that you've done. It's very satisfying.
On that debut film, and I wish I'd still done it, is I did a video blog every night.
Oh my God.
It's great for behind the scenes as well, but just explaining what I'd done, what went wrong, what I needed to do tomorrow, and then I could sleep.
This was Nervous Breakdown 342.
I mean, people don't go into this enough about how much of a nervous breakdown you can possibly have making a feature film, and afterwards it's traumatizing. It really is.
So for The Wolf of Snow Hollow, I can actually speak to that. This is a confession, but like we got it greenlit before the script was very good. I had written the script before I had written the feature of Thunder Road, so I wasn't a feature filmmaker by the time I had written the script.
You learned.
And then they were like, "Oh, werewolf movie? Sure, you're greenlit." And I was like, oh fuck, now it has to be really good. And so then I literally was up for 3 weeks. I like couldn't sleep for 3 weeks because I was like, I have $2 million. I have to make this movie. That's so much fucking money.
Yeah.
it has to be very good. It has to be very good. And so I wasn't sleeping. My fiance wasn't sleeping. I was like taking out a cabin in Virginia to write this fucking thing. And then after the movie, we shot it. And some of the scenes weren't working together. The studio was pulling at the threads of the sweater, like moving scenes around. And I'm the writer, actor, and director. And when the studio head says, "Oh, this should move around," he doesn't get made fun of on Twitter for the movie not being good. Nobody knows that guy's fucking name. So it becomes this identity crisis of like, you're the lead actor in the film. People are going to make fun of me on the internet. And I was like, it has to be really good. And so it becomes this huge, I'm happy with the movie now. I'm very happy. I think the movie's dope. But at a certain point in the edit, like it's not working and it's not good. I'm not good. And then you have all of this self-doubt and inadequacies. It's fucking brutal on the brain.
Were brutally stressed
it was
over
bad.
That one.
Yeah,
and
you were there for it.
Yeah, and I was just, we were writing this and other stuff, and he was just losing his mind in the post-process. And we would watch cuts. I mean, like, dude, this movie's great. It's a lot a lot of fun. Why are you freaking out?
That sounds very nice, PJ. It was a very nice experience to watch.
But again, you're right. I wasn't the lead actor on that, and I had less to lose than you did.
Yeah, exactly. You got to dick around on set instead of to work.
Right.
Yeah. It is frightening. There's no question about it. And no one really realizes, like you say, execs will come in and go, just change that, or just switch this up. Or,
this is my identity.
Yeah, and you're the one who gets the shit. And it was like being at school again. You're like, you've got your pants down or something.
Exactly.
And someone's mocking you. It's
not like it's the same thing. It's the same lobe of the brain that gets hit.
I feel like we take a pause button there.
And also realize that's what the film is about. Yeah, it's true.
Exactly.
It's like, I had to take my clothes off in this film, and it was fucking brutal. It's like, but it's that same feeling of shame and like, oh no, and it's all of this horrible cacophony of identity crises and real nervous breakdown. PJ said Jim was going crazy over it, but it is true. Like that's a nice catchphrase. But like to actually feel like you're losing your mind and your grip on reality, it's so brutal.
Do you feel like that's also in part due to the kind of film that you're making? I mean, like, let's go back to the current one. Like your character, is so highly strung, so wired, like so toxic in a way. Yeah. And under such immense pressure in his character. I mean, it's a brilliant kind of allegory of like, the American system. I guess like of where it's gone and maybe where it's heading, and like a kind of an ironic look at it. But I mean, as an actor, like how do you, does that kind of influence you, like in the filmmaking process? Like, is it difficult to kind of be in those shoes all the time?
I mean, really, this is the hardest I've had to act in the movie because, like, I'm not like Jordan at all. Like, it was a difficult performance of like I'm not like this kind of facade bullshit person. Hopefully, I say that.
He's exactly the same as the character.
Yeah, sure. You keep telling yourself.
My other characters are so lovely and they have like hearts of gold. Like I think my character in Thunder Road is a very nice guy who has good intuitions. and then Jordan Hines in the beta test is such a prick and like just a failure of a person.
Incredible, not likable
at all, basically, until he admits all of his lies, and then it's like, okay, good. That's why I'm sticking around to watch
like
this.
the Truman Show in a way.
Yeah, exactly. So no, I feel like I was most stressed out doing The Wolf of Snow Hollow because it was so big. With this one, it was very easy. Because it was such a performance of like, oh, this isn't me. This is a guy.
So separated from
I felt free. Yeah,
nice. Okay, yeah.
And same with you yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of me kind of being the guy connecting to the audience, and it was kind of more. I don't know. I played kind of the more straight agent who was hopefully a little more likable. I mean, so it's sort of, I guess in a sense, but I don't know. I mean, for this, it was fun because it was just Jim and I kind of playing off each other, and kind of there was a little bit of our own sensibilities, but I don't know. I feel like for me, it was more just kind of playing more the straight agent.
We wanted to do that, to have that dichotomy of like me being an absolute lunatic, and then when PJ says, you're acting like a lunatic, the audience is like, that's what I've been thinking the whole time. And so it's like, it becomes this payoff catharsis. And it's so fun to watch the movie with the audience, because like in the cinema, when PJ goes, this is fucking nuts, like that's happening. And everybody laughs.
Is like, it is. It is nuts. I'm glad somebody said something.
It's really funny.
Yeah. So that wasn't, because obviously you're directing and acting together in this film. Yeah. And you're both playing, lead roles, let's say.
Yeah.
How was that? How do you actually let's go back a little bit. How did you arrange to do that? Was that always something you wanted to do? And then how did it actually work on set?
In the beginning, we just started writing it out loud like this. It was just like talking and bullshitting, and 1,000 conversations that made this Google document that PJ wrote of like what the scenes would be. And then we organized it a bit, and then we started writing it. But when we're writing it, it's all out loud. And so we were already directing the scenes, but it was just in the writing process. So it was like, oh, let's just fucking co-direct it. Like, let's just do it together. Why don't we do that? And I had never done that before, really. But I was like, all right, well, fuck it, let's just do it. And then it was just relatively easy to work together. I mean, we're best friends in real life, and it was just kind of fun. It never felt like work.
Yeah, there was never like a conversation. It just kind of happened fluently. We're just like, it's more just like co-creating this project.
Sculpting.
Other things. Yeah.
And where did your kind of idea for this come from? I mean, are you completely sort of, I mean, the way the film sort of presents it, like you're kind of against like what your character sort of stands for. Is that
wholly against it?
Yeah. I mean, is that from like all personal experiences, or
sure?
Okay.
No comment.
Well, let's talk about what the film is about, and then let's answer that question. Do you mind just giving us a little pitch? We'll play the trailer.
So the movie's about this talent agent who is going through hell, and he gets a letter in the mail. He's getting married soon. And the letter invites him to a no strings attached sexual encounter in a hotel room. And he goes,
just like this one.
Legitimately, we're sitting in a hotel room that looks a lot like the one from the fucking film.
May even be this hotel room.
And here we are. I'm glad you guys came.
Again,
got the blindfolds.
So it's about this guy who gets the letter, and he goes, and it's incredible. And then he never gets another letter, and it kind of is this rabbit hole of him going down, trying to find out who would have sent the thing and who the admirer is, and then he kind of loses his mind a bit. And it's a bit like Chinatown. There's like this weird detective story. There's a lot of violence throughout the film, and all the while his world is falling apart because literally there's like the buildings are falling apart, but the landscape of Hollywood is changing so quickly because of technology, and we don't understand why until the end a bit, but that's what the movie's about.
What are we doing here?
A couple of weeks ago, I got a letter in the mail inviting me to a no-strings-attached sexual encounter in a hotel room. It's a pretty card, looked official. I don't know. I was stupid. I went.
What? Dude, this is nuts.
I had to wear a blindfold. But the woman... I can't even tell you.
Wait. What's going on here? Hold on. Wait, this is really happening? You really did this? In this climate?
Honey, is anything going on?
We're getting married in like 6 weeks. If anything were going on, I'd let you know.
Now I'm suspicious of everyone. Maybe it's your wife. Maybe it's my wife. People are so terrified of stepping out of line. Consequences won't go away anymore. Come on,
Jacqueline, was I taken off of the email chain with Marvel?
This is a failure. I can't use the language that I'd like to use to you right now because of the new direction that the agency and the country is going. I'm fine. Everything's great with me. This isn't a midlife crisis. I'll let you know when I'm having one of those. Hey, Jacqueline, perfect timing. So how are you gonna come in tomorrow? Let's call today a wash, okay? How are you gonna look tomorrow when you come in? How are you gonna convince me today that you're better at your job tomorrow? Jacqueline.
I think maybe now is a good time we all take a break and reassess what it is we're doing here.
It's such an absorbing film, and maybe these are rogue references, but I kind of felt a little bit of the kind of Silver Lake vibes under the Silver Lake.
Silver Lake, sure.
And a little bit of the Game where it's like, he's like inside these kind of this world that just is spinning out of control, and it's like, reality sort of crushes into fantasy. Yeah, and it just becomes this kind of crazy roller coaster ride.
Yeah, we wanted to do that. Like, PJ is a huge fan of Chinatown, and like that film is so this like singular thing of watching this guy figure out what's going on and putting things together, and it's fulfilling by the end of it. Like, that's what a good detective story is, and so that's kind of the engine of the movie is the whodunit and who's fucking with me.
We love the Fincher 7 Zodiac type films and like these. I love noir films, and so it was kind of doing that. But I don't know. Let's do goofy Chinatown.
It's like The Game as an erotic comedy.
That's another tagline to use.
I should have just said that. What's the movie about? It's The Game as an erotic comedy.
I'm in.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd sell that. And obviously, then jumping back to that, I suppose Dom's question in terms of that character, he's an agent, right?
Yeah.
He's mocking Hollywood in a way and mocking that lifestyle, and not mocking it. Maybe that's the wrong word. You're playing into those characters.
I'm describing it.
There's
a line in the film that we wanted to steal because of that, of like, I'm not insulting you, I'm describing you. And these people get so offended by that description of how they actually are. Yeah, it's not necessarily an insult to Hollywood. It's just saying this is how it is. We did all of this fucking research. We felt like Woodward and Bernstein a bit of like interviewing people investigatively and getting testimony of what it's actually like in the fucking world. And it's also a comedy. So it's like, it's basically the most humiliating experience of like watching this film as an agent. It must be like that. It must be the ultimate humiliation. And it's great because nobody has ever done that before. Nobody's actually, apart from Robert Altman, attacked the people who are the powers that be. You know, it's like people are terrified to do that. And we're like, fuck it. South Park does it. Let's just do it.
And I love that. I love the fact that you were so brave with that. And I suppose Dom touched on that earlier about, was this from experiences? And obviously after Thunder Road, and certainly, sort of blazing this trail of indie filmmaker going, fuck it, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's our fucking job.
Yeah,
as an independent filmmaker, our job is to say fuck Hollywood.
Totally.
Right? And it's funny that like accidentally we became those people.
Yes, you
did. But it's like that's what we want. At the end of the film, we want the film to be this kind of inoculation to people where they'll look at the film and say, that's what a talent agent is, which is fucking hilarious if that's the case. And that you can make a movie by completely circumventing the system. You don't need these things. Like we proved that. We ran a WeFunder campaign. We raised the funds entirely from strangers on the internet. Which is incredible.
Is that amazing?
We raised $350,000. We made the movie for $250
and kept it 100.
I'm wearing a very nice suit.
100K each, like personal wages.
Yeah,
I'm wearing a gold suit. Actually, for the people that can't see me,
I can barely see.
Yeah. It's so bright in here. So yeah, we were able to completely dodge Hollywood in making it. We made it entirely in secret. We finished the film in my garage.
What?
We got a 5.1 surround sound system from Guitar Center because they have a 45-day return policy, and we mixed the film in 44 days.
Fucking love this.
It was amazing. It's like that system. It was how we had to make this film because the movie's about fuck Hollywood. We couldn't have made it.
No studio was gonna greenlight this script. If we had gone around pitching this ridiculous story about the envelopes and everything, it would
have been a daydream. And so many people fall into that shit. Like, y'all are making movies, and so many people, friends of ours, spend their whole decades of their youth talking about making movies instead of actually doing it. It's like, you can do it now. It doesn't have to be a Spielberg set. It doesn't have to be fucking enormous. You can do it with your friends in your backyard if you want to.
Of course you can. But how did you go from doing the $2 million film with Wolf of Snow Hollow to then jumping back down to sort of that indie film level?
Immediately into a $250,000 movie. As soon as I realized, as soon as I realized I wasn't going to have a final cut on the film of The Wolf of Snow Hollow, I was like, I have to do something great. I have to do another film. And so we immediately started the We Funder campaign. We raised the funds. And so it was this weird overlap that I had of like delivering the film, doing the final sound design while we were gearing up to shoot this movie. It was not ideal, but it worked out.
Thank God we did, because we got it in right before the pandemic. So thank God we didn't push.
It was such a dream
to
have both of them, where it's like, cool, I'm making one for them and one for me, and we got to do it together. And
but maybe there won't be one for them after this.
I don't know if they will call us.
It depends who they is.
But the other thing is, they will. I think will, and also the cool people will. Like the people will call us.
It's a joke.
It's a fucking comedy. It's a comedy about face sitting. It's a fucking sense of humor.
And they'll say, "Oh, it's not about me. It's
exactly
the other race.
Exactly.
The other managers."
But also, I think that there's going to be like studio executives and development executives who will have been waiting for this film for 20 years of like, I fucking hate this shit in Hollywood, and they'll be able to speak to us honestly in a way that they usually can't, and that's very freeing.
I mean, it's the abusing people, isn't it? Like that behavior is becoming like, I mean, it should have been a while ago, but it's becoming extremely unacceptable.
Right.
And I think, your film, what it does is it goes in, you've had little snippets of it and other stuff. You had like Ari Gold from Entourage, and you had like Tom Cruise from Tropic Thunder, but they're all like these caricatures, and they're in there for a split second, and you're like, oh, that's funny, haha, moving on. This just goes in.
This intermission was brought to you by Massive. Hey, Robbie.
Hey, Giles.
As we all know by now, Robbie has thankfully left us and joined a huge movie studio, one which shall not be named.
That's not epic.
Because there, his horrible... That's what she said. There, his horrible boss has tasked him with developing movie pitches. So, as always, I help you out because I'm obviously ridiculously talented with this kind of thing.
Of course,
what do you need help with this week? Come on.
Well, you remember Sprout Boy?
Well, of course I remember Sprout Boy.
Your greatest creation?
One of them.
Well, I mean, he's Marvel. They've come back to us. They want more. They want more Sprout Boy. Yeah.
They want a sequel?
Well, exactly. Yeah. Sprout Boy returns.
Get in.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
He needs a villain. We need a villain character. What is Sprout Boy's nemesis?
Captain Carcinogen. AKA Frankfurter Man, previously known as Meat Boy. And he's going around killing all vegetables, especially ones that make sulfur-like smells, and are hated by children.
Wow.
But really, they know they're good for them. So let's say Sprout Boy has opened up a new, plant-based kiosk at a motorway service station in Peterborough.
Of course, it's the next logical step for him.
And it's there where Captain Carcinogen has started a riot by trying to deep fry Sprout Boy with chicken liver gravy.
Oh no!
But thankfully, Sprout Boy's car has a mind of its own, and using non-aggressive, non-binary, non-dairy fuel, attacks Captain Carcinogen.
I see what you did there.
With the car and a carrot, and he places it deep inside him and he saves the day.
This is great. I mean, yeah. Amazing. I'm passing it on to my boss now. He's going to love it. Giles, I don't know how you do this. You're like the script doctor. You're the script wizard.
Thank you.
It's amazing. I'm going to take this to my boss now. It's going to get greenlit. Sprout Boy 2 coming to a theatre near you.
Hello, Sproutlets. I have a question, and my question is this. What's very yummy, wonderfully wiggly, and puts a smile on your face first thing in the morning?
Sprout Boy 2, carcinogenically modified for you this Christmas. If you have a massive movie idea or any large files, transfer them with Massive, spelled M-A-S-V. Sending a large file with Massive is as easy as sending an email. Sign up for Massive today using massive.io/filmmakerspod and get 100 gigabytes free towards your transfer. I can see more and more sequels sprouting off all over the place.
And it's also endearing characters. It's people afterwards who are like, wow, that guy's cool. Like Ari Gold is like, wow, that guy's powerful.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so gross.
Yeah,
it's
it
like,
really is.
And
this just gets under your
we
skin,
wanted to
doesn't
do
it?
the opposite of Entourage. We wanted to make it look like the most humiliating
Hollywood
Entourage.
suits.
Well, you've even
in
got a
sense.
line in there about it as well. You know, you mention Entourage in the film,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
really funny. It's like you're playing on that. Were you allowed? You know, it's those type of things. It's
I love that. Okay, that's great to hear. So like as an audience member, it feels like they're getting the power back of like, if you're able to laugh at the film, you feel like you're more powerful than these powerful people, these people that have been powerful for the last 100 years or whatever. And it's so great to be in an audience where they're laughing at that stuff of like, yeah, fuck Entourage, fuck these people. It feels like they're getting a bit of power back, and it's great.
So yeah, let's go back to then. You've had this idea, and you've managed to raise the money yourselves just because of the experience of the last film necessarily, or just because you wanted to get back to that indie filmmaking side.
Yeah.
You've now gone, let's do this together. You've managed to raise the money real quick. How then did you go about shooting it? Because that's always the bit that filmmakers want to know. Raising the money is always tough, but you're in a position now where you could potentially do that.
And also, how do you do it as a director and actor?
Yeah.
Like, do you take it in turns, look at the monitor? Like, how's that work?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of all over the place. I mean, with the
Literally.
duties.
And
I
like
mean, literally.
sprinting
Should we
around.
add that to the press release?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was great. No, I mean, obviously, you know, Jim was, you know, in front of the camera a lot, so it was nice for me to be able to kind of direct him behind camera and vice versa. But yeah, I mean, really I'm running around with a script, making sure like, you know, we have all the details right and everything. And he's running around talking to our DP, getting the shots all set.
Yeah.
And it's really splitting duties, kind of whatever needs to be done.
Yeah, suspiciously, it ran really well. It was the same producers, Vanishing Angle, who made my last two features, and they're friends. And so we wrote the script and we raised the funds, and they were like, "Well, give us the script. Let's start breaking it down." Natalie Metzger started breaking it down, doing a line item budget. Benjamin Wiesner started finding locations. It was like very quick. It was like, cool. I guess we're gonna make this movie in November. You know,
it happened really fast.
It happened really fast
when we realized, oh, we have the money. Now we have to make it.
Now we have to do it.
Which is kind of scary because it was like, dude, what did we just write?
Yeah, exactly. Now we have to take all my clothes off. This is going to be fucking awful.
Many times.
Yeah, we actually have to shoot this crazy thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how it works.
But there's also that pressure though of actually shooting it, because it's all, there's so many filmmakers filmmakers who want to make a feature who go, I could do that, why aren't I doing that, give me the chance. But when that chance comes to you, it's fucking frightening.
Yeah,
very
because
much
now,
so.
and you've said it as well, it's
gotta do
like
it.
you've now got to deliver. Like you said on Wolf Hall, there's a lot of money at stake, it's your reputation, and same with this one. You're suddenly going, oh my God, people are expecting something. I could never work again. This is frightening.
If anything, this was scary because we had investors. I mean, this is like this film had to do well, or we were never going to get another chance at this. So it was this kind of was the beta test of a project, like the actual like process of making this.
And then I feel all of this weird guilt of like, you know, helming independent film that I shouldn't feel, but like we did this WeFunder, and I was like, this could be the future of independent film. And so like I shoulder that feeling. I feel like I'm fucking Atlas or something.
Yeah.
But like it has to work because I've spread the rumor that
It
this could
can't
work.
suck.
It can't suck. It has to be very good.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that we build a highway that is functional for independent filmmakers so they don't have to go through the same stupid fucking bullshit that we did for the last 10 years.
Just knocking on these giant gates and just praying to get a glimpse. And it's like, no, you can circumvent that. You don't have to wait for 10 years for someone to just read something that you wrote when no one ever reads
really
anything.
good.
It's really great. And just do it. Just do it yourself.
Totally, don't wait. And that's really nice that you guys have done that, especially with, certainly yourself, Jim, with all those films. And now with this, with the beta test, it's like, fuck the system. We're doing our own thing. But I love that. That's what we sort of...
Throw some chairs out the window.
Not this hotel. It's actually my car down below. But
you don't have a car.
All right, you got me. But that's what it's about. Indie filmmakers. That's all I can afford right now, especially after just wrapping a film.
Independent film.
Independent film. But as independent filmmakers,
One kidney down too.
Exactly, two kidneys down, mate. That's what we have to do as indie filmmakers, is to get out there and do it and fly the flag. And it's something we always talked about on this podcast. Why we wanted to do this was literally break down that whole Hollywood system and say, fuck that shit. Here's how we make films. Here's how you do it. Try and raise money however you can. And then go out and make the best film you can with the resources and the people you can. And you've done that.
That's what's really interesting. It's funny, I was talking to Miguel Faust, who's a filmmaker in London. We hung out with him last night, and he was telling us about people who make movies and the people who talk about making movies. And there are people who like that say they're a writer-director, not because they enjoy writing directing, they just want to be a writer-director. And it's a very difficult thing where like that opportunity, that fear that you talk about, the fear of getting greenlit, where it's like you get greenlit and then you're like, oh shit, now I actually have to make the thing, is the thing that people are actually scared of. They don't want to make the movie they've been talking about for 10 years. They want somebody to come along and do all of the hard work of producing it and giving them the money and call them a genius. And it's like, that's never gonna happen. That is a daydream. And I remember I saw Krisha, this film by Trey Edward Schultz in 2015 in South by Southwest, and he made it with his family for $35,000 in his backyard, and it's a masterpiece. And I was like, this is the beginning of independent film for me. Like Thunder Road cost $190,000, but there's a weird guy in Texas who made this fucking movie for nothing and made this beautiful human comedy, tragedy. It's and anybody can do that. Anybody who's building a startup company can raise $35,000 to make something, or $20,000 or whatever. And that's possible. It felt like it was the first time that it was really possible for everybody when I saw that film.
And I think it is. And I think, and we like I say, we do talk about this a lot, and it's whatever you can get hold of. And we say this to our listeners, and we bang on about it. Go make your film, make it happen. And I love that this is what you guys have done here.
Yeah.
The beta test is, I actually really fucking
I'm so
fool.
glad, yeah.
I know.
Gotcha.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Gotcha again.
Gotcha.
But what you've done is really sort of, you've done something.
It's very original.
It's original and it's fascinating.
It keeps you guessing.
That's what I want to hear the most. Saying this is like, it's a very unique voice, and I want like people to go to the theater and see, be like, I've never seen anything like that before. That was a weird one. Yeah. So I'm glad to hear you say that. That's good.
It's rare to get a film where it keeps you guessing, but it's not confusing.
Okay.
Which I think is what like Fincher does well with stuff like The Game I mentioned earlier. Is like you're desperate to find out what next, but you feel like you're in a mystery.
It's still
not something that
satisfying.
doesn't make sense.
Unlike a Christopher Nolan movie where you're going, I really want to know and I still don't know.
Sorry, Christopher.
Yeah. Is everyone still asleep or what's going on?
That's what Robert Pattinson said when they were making Tenet. I want to know, but I still don't understand what the fuck is going on in this film.
I think one of the things that really keeps the mystery as well is like the humor is very understated. Like you don't go for like big laughs. Like there are laughs.
There's only one big laugh. And it's when there's a moment where my assistant says this thing to me, and then I'm questioning it in this montage, and I'm thinking like, did she actually say that? And then at the end of the montage, I go, no, she said it. And then it just cuts to the next scene of me confronting her, and it's brilliant. Like so ridiculous and so, but immediately everybody in the audience laughs. It's the biggest laugh of the movie.
It's hilarious, but what I mean is it's not like those sort of cheap like Hollywood comedy laughs, like where it's like we're making a joke. Like the characters even they're very serious when they're making the jokes. They're themselves, but they're so ridiculous that they're funny.
I think that's what's so amazing about like media literate audiences. Like when you screen it at Fantastic Fest or something like that, a genre festival, audiences are perverts, but they also know
Fantastic Fest, everybody.
the language of cinema, so that when you make that joke of showing my character in a full montage thinking about something to then end it with me going, no, she said it, they understand that like they're laughing with the writers of the film. It's not like they're not really thinking about the characters. They're like, oh, that's ridiculous that they made the movie this way. It's like it's a very special way to make movies, and I feel like you can do that now. You can afford to be subtle and make a joke that is a meta joke about the film.
You're laughing because it's satisfying. It's like a satisfying setup and payoff in the scene, and it's fun to see that as an audience member. Be like loving the craft and the structure of the story, and be like, it's working. I think it's why we laugh at like the murder in the beginning, because
you're like, wow,
it's working. It's working. That's funny. It's satisfying.
And the little touches like the teeth as well. There's just the he's doing it now. He's doing some.
I have very particular
funny teeth acting.
I have very sharp
mouth acting.
It's a bit Patrick Bateman, isn't it? Like from
from
American Psycho. Like,
much so.
Definitely got a bit of those metrics with the sort of vanity.
I think Patrick Bateman, Christian Bale plays a sociopath in that film, and I feel like my character isn't really a sociopath. I think he's just a liar, and I think like by the end of the film you feel for him a bit. He confesses to all these lies that he had that he's doing. So I think he's just like this facade of a person trying to pretend to be someone that he's not. And so I think by the end of the film he's probably not I don't think he's a sociopath. I don't think he's a psychopath. I think he's just
a sad loser, unlikable guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So much to the point that you feel bad for him. You're like, oh, this dude. Oh. Like,
you
man.
do feel sorry for him.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I was going more on the extreme self-vanity sort of side of things rather than sociopath.
That's true.
But I completely get
That's
part of the deal. Yeah, he's like, I gotta look presentable.
You gotta wear the suit. Yeah. They spend so much on dry cleaning. That's another thing. Like doing the research, agents spend so much fucking money on like the private clubs that they have to be a part of to be seen at. Like it is like financially, it's a fucking nightmare. They also have to work in Beverly Hills because that's where the top 4 agencies are.
Costs a fortune.
It costs a fucking fortune to live there. And if you start out working at the top 4 agencies, you have to start out in the mailroom and then work your way up. So you're working for minimum wage and living in Beverly Hills. It doesn't make sense. It's impossible.
So no wonder they're so angry.
Exactly.
Because they have to get any kind of money to survive. So they're ruthless.
Yeah.
We talked about earlier the sort of directing, acting side. And you said, the shoot ran smoothly. Let's talk about the process then of actually picking your shots, working with your DP and together.
Yeah.
Had you planned that? Did you storyboard? Did you just sort
How
of
does
play
one
on
bro
the day?
direct?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We didn't storyboard. We shot listed, and it was really great. We had this big white psych room, and Ken Wales, our DP, came in for like 4 hours, and we just had this long meeting where we were talking about how to get the shots.
It's like walked through the whole script,
he
like scene by
took
scene.
Notes of like how many shots we're gonna have in each scene, what the setups were gonna be, and we laughed the whole time of like how fucking ridiculous, because we were like, that's brilliant. You could cut the scene covered like this.
Yeah.
It was just this long form conversation that we had with Ken, and he got it. He understood the jokes, he understood the language of the movie, and he was a gaffer for 10 years before becoming a cinematographer. This is his first feature as a cinematographer, and I think we're going to have him be our cinematographer for the rest of our lives.
Yeah,
like he's fucking unbelievable.
We're told whatever you're working on, next one goes, you're quitting whatever job you're on.
Whatever bullshit you're working on. I don't care if it's Marvel, you're coming out.
Take that Marvel page.
Exactly.
I don't care.
We're paying you peanuts.
Shoot whatever we're doing.
We're paying peanuts here, guys.
But it'll be funny.
But no, it was a bunch of long form conversations. Then we show up on set, and it was very fluid. Like I've shot movies before, short films and stuff as a cinematographer, and so we had this set of Panavision lenses that we got as a grant from South by Southwest, from winning South by Southwest in 2018. It was great, $100,000 grant of gear. So we had primo lenses, primo cameras. It was beautiful. And there were times we were on set, and it was like Ken would go like, "What are you thinking? 35?" And I'm like, 27 maybe, and we'll get a little closer. It was kind of this like
the 27 is a classic lens.
It's amazing.
It's one of the best
because you can get close on somebody. It's still wide angle, but you get close on someone, and it feels like you're in the room in a funny way. So like we're always talking about that for like the scene. My favorite scene in the film is
that's Deacon's favorite lens as well. I like it.
Yeah, 27. Yeah, it's really good. But there's a scene where my assistant comes into my office, and I'm like talking to her. It's like this kind of cheesy dialogue of me trying to be cool, and then the power dynamic shifts. She says the thing, and it's really funny. But we shot it all on the 27 in wide angle close-ups like the Coen brothers. We didn't do cross curves. We didn't have over the shoulders or anything like that. Right. We just made sure the eye line was perfect, and then you feel like you're present in this. It feels like omniscient in this weird way. I love it. I want to make more movies like that. But yeah, it was great. It was like having those conversations with him beforehand. When I would say, let's do Coen brothers close-ups on this thing, wide angle close-ups, he knew what I meant. So it was like, all right, cool. I already know that language. He could speak that language very fluently. It was really beautiful. It was such a great fluid experience making movies with Ken.
Just going hard, going heavy with the weird stuff. Like trying weird, crazy, big red colors. I always wanted everything very dark and ominous to the point of you telling me, no, dude, we're not. That's we got to rein it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But
This is a comedy.
In the mix, PJ would always go, more wind. We got more wind sounds. It's got to be big. I want to hear the wind.
Storm, ominous,
he
dark.
He wrote it up on the board
the
behind me.
In the
background. Like, we need wind. It's like, it's the dumbest thing. We put wind in. I put wind in.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, thank you.
Not enough.
Not enough, but it's fine. I think
next
the film
one
suffers there, but that's all right. Oh, the next one will have a lot of spooky wind.
Yeah. Oh, not flatulent. Right. Sorry, the right kind of effect. Yeah. And let's talk.
Some good bro lamination.
It is. Yeah.
Oh my
nice.
God.
Nice. That's it. He's running with it now.
It's just bro writing.
No.
Bro writing.
So. And then, so moving on to sort of, you've shot it, because obviously we could talk forever about all this stuff and it's great, but what our audience probably, it's true, we could go on about the shooting side of it. But in terms of the post, in terms of that, you touched on it there, and in terms of selling the movie, let's talk about that, because it's something that is, people can get out and make a movie, but then, like I say, you can raise 35 grand and do it, but the hard bit, sometimes is getting an audience to see it.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about that a little bit. Touch on what your experience was there and how it was different from Thunder Road. And
sure.
Did you have any challenges because of the way that you'd obviously
All
it's
of
quite a
them.
confrontational film?
All of them. Yeah. Every we had every possible challenge. If you're making an independent film, everybody's listening knows that of like, it's fucking miserable. It's lonely. You're making movies, trying to make your friends and your dreams come true. And you have to carry that weight. It's fucking awful. For 16 months, you're editing the film sometimes. So we finished the film. I edited it for 16 months in Premiere. Yes, I was the sole editor on the film from home. PJ would come over and work on cuts. He'd like look over my shoulder, and then the pandemic happened, and so then I would send him cuts, or he'd come over, get tested, and stay for a week, and we'd edit and stuff. It was great. But then we were going to mix the film, and we wanted to keep the film as secret as possible before it was made more available. So we mixed the film in my garage, and we took out we bought speakers from Guitar Center for $4,500, and then we returned them after 45 days because they have a 45-day return policy. And we mixed the entire film in Adobe Audition. So not Pro Tools, because I don't know Pro Tools, but it's an incredible audio software that had just turned to be 5.1 capable. So I think ours might be the first feature mixed there. There might be documentaries. I might be totally wrong about that. But it was not ready to be mixed in 5.1 when we started, and then it became a much more soluble program. But anybody can do it. It literally comes with Creative Cloud, and it speaks to Premiere. So if you're editing in Premiere, I suggest everybody edit in Audition. It's amazing. John Bowers, this sound mixer, came in for 5 days, and then I had 39 extra days to do little tweaks and all my crazy neuroses and stuff for the film. And then we submitted it to Berlinale. It got in, which is insane. And then it got into Tribeca and Deauville, and has been kind of playing on the world stage.
It basically played at 3 of the 5 biggest festivals in the world.
It's wild. It's insane. We were incredibly
lucky.
lucky.
We had no idea, setting this crazy thing out, and we were very fortunate to get the response we did. We're like, okay, maybe we're not crazy. That's good.
We weren't part of the digital programs. We only did in-person screenings. We wanted to keep the film as secret as possible. Yeah. Some of our research says that when there is a digital festival or when films go out, there's like this illegal screener culture that happens in the agencies. And we didn't want any of the agencies to be able to see it until the movie was out, and they, everybody could make fun of them to their face instead of them, trying to sue us before it or whatever. Exactly. Yeah. Then it was safe if it all came out. And then IFC saw it at Berlinale, and they said, "Yeah, we want that movie." And IFC has put out Y Tu Mamá También. They put out like our favorite, Death of Stalin, some of our favorite fucking movies for the last 30 years. And then my buddy Ben Wiesner, who's a producer on the film, was also reaching out to foreign buyers, and Bluefinch is distributing the film in the UK. We have a French distributor, but it was all through conversations on cell phones and laptops from going to film festivals and meeting distributors who are dope, who are nice people, and we trust with our lives. And so it was just this kind of 10-year experience of making movies and being a producer on different films and meeting people at film festivals and stuff that then allowed us to do the distribution by ourselves without using agents.
Amazing. And you've got some good ones as well.
Yeah, very lucky.
And people talk about film festivals a lot, and they sort of say, "Oh, I'm not sure, about film festivals." But it's just proven here: the more you go to film festivals, the more people you meet,
even if you don't have a film in the program.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
You
it's
understand
so important to go.
Eventually you might, and these people could be helpful. Yes, for sure.
I've heard some very contrary opinions, and I don't agree with them. Don't go to film festivals, don't take your films there because it will upset the distributors and all this kind of stuff. But it's like you meet good distributors at film festivals.
Yeah, how else are they going to see it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always thought it's like the best thing to do until you've got distribution is to go to film festivals, because it just increases the profile of the film, and you get good reviews, you get good people seeing about it, talking about it,
and also like
keeps the film's life
early
going.
audience. Right. I was literally 20 minutes ago raving about Krisha, and that I saw it at South by Southwest, and it's like I'm going to carry that experience for the rest of my life. Like that was I am the biggest commercial of that film than A24 is. It's like probably literally. But yeah, it's bad. Like going to film festivals, you get to be inspired by the next season of artwork, and you get to encourage other filmmakers to continue to do stuff. I fucking love film festivals. It's such a great place to be. I've missed them for the last year and a half.
Yes.
It's been so satisfying to finally screen it for an audience. We haven't been able to
Real
do
audience.
it.
Yeah,
so,
we had no test screenings. On Wolf of Snow
we were
Hollow,
is this funny? Is anyone going to laugh?
Yeah,
and it's just
beta
been
test. We had no test screenings, and so we didn't know if it was going to work. We didn't know if the opening scene was going to be too graphic. People were going to fucking walk out.
Yeah.
They weren't. People are perverts.
Yeah, of course.
But it's been really wonderful to see it with people and screen at to Grimfest in Manchester.
Well, I just went there.
Okay, cool.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I was up there. We screened it, and it was great.
It's such a nice festival. Like you really get looked after. It's very
it was so much fun. Yeah, it was so much fun. Yeah,
did you do the axe throwing?
I didn't. No, I did. I missed the axe throwing. Yeah, I was just there for the first time for the screening. But it was a blast. Manchester was fun, and it screened really well. It was our first time screening for
people. Made him sign autographs. They like sit at the table.
That was great. It was great. People were so enthusiastic,
but they should be. You're brilliant in the film. You both
thank
are.
you,
But
man.
you really
Thank you.
are. I think that's the relationship between the two of you, and it
that's so
shows.
cool.
I didn't know you were best friends before this.
Yeah,
for
I had
life.
an inkling.
There was real chemistry on.
Yeah, we showed up on set day one. We're like, oh hey,
Whoa, is this guy going to be my
wow? Is this? Are you
see.
going to make this difficult?
Yeah.
All right. No, I'm so glad to hear you say that. I'm glad like our chemistry comes across. I mean, we're writing a bunch of other stuff where we're acting in it together, and so it's nice to have this as kind of a commercial for doing more acting stuff together.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about next. Let's talk about what you've learned, more importantly, from this one that you're going to take to the next one.
Oh man,
we've learned it's all bullshit. And that you can you can actually do it yourself. We've always known that, but it's nice to have it be proven.
Yeah.
I think really the thing that I learned with this one, doing The Wolf of Snow Hollow, at any given time there's 50 people on set, and like it was like taking an aircraft carrier to the grocery store. It was so big. Anytime you just need a single fucking shot,
you're going to scare some people
because it's it's a frightening image. America.
Oh,
but
you can't do anything anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But no, doing this film, we had at any given time 6 members of crew, and it was like a very small thing. But the movie feels so much bigger than it feels like. So it's just as eloquently made as The Wolf of Snow Hollow. And so my big takeaway is you can make movies for bigger budgets, but it should still be this core of very talented people. It doesn't need to be enormous, and it's worse if it is. It's harder to make that movie with 50 people on set than it is to do it this way.
Because you can't, if you suddenly go, I want to move the camera here on a big movie, you're not allowed to do that. You can't
touch the camera.
It's really frustrating.
There's so many rules.
For all of us.
There's so many rules, and like you have to tiptoe around set and everything.
Or you have to like, if someone who's like to your left, you can't ask them something directly because there's like you got to communicate on the headset to someone over there who then has to communicate to them.
It's very corporate, and you have to be very proper, and it's not a conducive environment to be creative.
There's a moment on Wolf of Snow Hollow. It's 3 a.m. It's freezing cold, and I want to get this quick shot of Hannah opening the sliding door of the van. It's in the trailer. It's a very simple shot. It shouldn't have taken as long as it did, but the camera move has to move with the movement of the thing and slam. It's like a Fincher kind of thing. It's like a jump scare opening. It was like the visual language was supposed to be there, and it wasn't working. And I was just like, it's an insert. Just give me the fucking I could just grab the camera and do it. And if we were on an indie set, and that frustration became ambition in me to be like, cool, we're going to do it completely different the next time. I'm never going to want to feel that frustrated ever again. And in working with Ken, we never were. It was like, he was working with our tempo. It was the fastest fucking setups. And I love the look of the film. It feels so meticulous and forensically shot. It feels like Parasite or something like that.
Yeah. And it has to be on an indie film. It really has to be quick. You haven't got time to mess around and go, I can't move this because. Yeah. Because if I don't, if you
just lose the shot.
You lose the shot. If you're like shooting in this hotel room now, we've now got to turn everything around and all the crew behind you. If you don't pick up shit and move shit, you're not going to make your day.
Exactly. Move John's trousers.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And it's true, you won't get it. And indie filmmakers sometimes don't see it. They go, I'll jump straight to a feature and I'll wait. No, at the end of the day, when it comes to you've got 5 minutes and you know you've got 3 shots, if you ain't running, you're not going to make it.
You're not going to.
The film's going to suffer.
Yeah.
There's a good quote from David Fincher. He's talking about Seven, but he says, you don't know what directing is until you've got 5 shots left to get and the sun's going down and you're only going to get 2.
Yeah, that's directing. You've suddenly got to choose. And what I do this, at the start of my day, I'll plan all my shots and then I'll know which ones I can get rid of. What's the most important and stuff like that. Was that the same with you guys on this? Was it kind of
We were lucky. We got almost everything.
There was only like one day where we had to cut stuff.
The Malibu house party we had like 17 shots that we wanted to get. And then we had lunch and then it was like, we shot early in the morning. We shot the shooting scene of Raymond getting shot in the front driveway. And then we're also shooting the party scene, this like art gala they go to. We just didn't have enough time. And we had 35 extras. And Natalie came up to us after we were a little bit slow to get the stuff that we got halfway through the day. And she said, if we go 10 minutes overtime, we have to pay everybody overtime. And that's going to cost about $4,000. And we were like, okay. And she was like, that means that we won't be able to get the lenses that we need, or like something tomorrow. And I was like, oh fuck, we got to do it. And so PJ and I flipped the script upside down and we wrote on the back of all the rest of the shots that we wanted to get. And we started crossing these out. I was like, no, I can do that in the garage. I can get this stuff later. I can come back and maybe shoot this thing. I can do that on my Sony A7. We can do, we'll figure that. And like literally building the plane while we're flying it.
Yes.
Of like,
what do we need to make sure the story makes sense?
To land this day so that we can do tomorrow, so we can make tomorrow happen.
Yeah.
And we cut probably 4 shots. There were moments where it was like one of our best friends, Thomas Cross, was a production assistant on the film, or a coordinator on the film, and we dressed him up in a suit. We were gonna have this whole thing with him. It was very funny. He was like being an agent, and he was like, people love Tom Hanks. He's got a dark side, and he was like doing this whole thing that was so funny. And I was like, we got to have that at the party. We had this bit, and then we looked at Thomas, and immediately he was like, sorry, I know it. I'm cut.
Was he cross?
There we go. Landed it love.
Worked hard for that.
But the joke is he's in the film about 100 times, and he does walk in front of the camera, so we always call that a Thomas Cross.
Even better.
Nice.
Good work.
Nice. And that's what it is, indie film. You really have to think outside the box all the time. And hey, like you say, you're directing it, starring in it, editing it. You know, if you need an insert, picking up a glass, you can probably shoot that in your house, right? You can grab the
shot a
cameras
lot
and
of
do
that
it.
kind of stuff later.
So much of the film that's in the final cut is principal photography, but so many tiny things that we did as accents. As soon as we found out the visual language of the film and the edit of like, if you're talking about the Medici family, you can cut to shots of Florence and these big expensive houses. And we're like, oh, it can be like Casino. It can be like a Scorsese edit if we wanted to. Let's do that. This is working for the sequence. Let's do it throughout the film. So then we got like 360 shots of PJ in the backyard using Facebook, and then doing 360 shots on drone of the Facebook offices. And all of that was so inexpensive. It was like the least expensive stuff that we got, but it elevated the movie in such a way, like changed the visual or editing language of the film. And we were able to shoot that in my backyard. It was amazing.
Yeah, I love it. So just some advice for indie filmmakers out there. Now I feel like you guys, like I said before, blazing the trail, and I really do. Everyone has heard about you in the UK. Everyone knows about what you've been up to and what's going on, and people are very excited by the beta test. There's no question about it, seeing what you guys are up to. What advice do you think, or advice you're giving your younger self? Let's do both questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, so just because we're in the UK, I feel like I have to talk about this, but most of the times when I meet filmmakers out here, they are waiting for the lottery. They're waiting for a grant to come in to be able to make their film. And we don't have anything like that in the United States. And so
we don't really have anything. We just think we do.
But in talking to filmmakers, they spend sometimes years waiting for this stuff to happen instead of making something on their own. And in America, that's more commonplace. Like there are more influences like the Duplass brothers who are like, yeah, doesn't matter what fucking camera you shoot it on, just go do the thing and shoot it in, your friend's place or whatever. Make it work. Make a studio from your home. That's possible now. And so like, it's weird where I come here and I talk to filmmakers and there's just fewer movies that are getting made because people don't have those influences. So I guess like my first advice is to actually do that. Run a Kickstarter campaign. Do exactly what the Americans are doing, because if you did, you would be far more successful because nobody else is doing that out here. And like you would be, there's power in numbers. Like if you can do it by yourself and create a studio on yourself, you will have a much better career than if an American started doing that.
And yeah, don't be afraid to do weird stuff in your movies. Like, don't be afraid to tell weird stories. Like, I think one of the greatest things for me is like we swung for the fences on this one, putting a lot of things together, and it worked. And I think, take risks, dude, because I think there's an appetite for off-kilter things and strange stuff. And I don't know. Tell your complicated stories. They're fun.
And then personally, like what I wish I had heard, I think I was making movies when I was younger in college, kind of egotistically, or like I was hoping that the film would get into a film festival and then like I would seem, progressive at the Q&A or whatever. And I'm seeing this as this like epidemic that's happening in film, specifically short films as well, where people are doing it like a public service announcement instead of a fucking short film. And it's funny where when we go to film festivals, sometimes the films that are winning at film festivals are the weird graphic shit, where it's like it's something that is counter, against the grain.
Because they're fun.
Because they're funny or weird or bad, or like it's risky or whatever to do that stuff. And that's the stuff that's getting celebrated. And I that would be the advice that I would have given my younger self. It's like that you can make something that is graphic and big, and that's what audiences like.
Love that. Listen, Jim Cummings, thank you very much. PJ McCabe, thank you so much.
You guys did fantastic.
Thank you guys.
Remember, get out there and make your film. And if you're lucky enough to rise up and do well, it's your duty to send the elevator back down. Go out there, make your films. Be inspired by this. Please go do it. We will see you next Tuesday. As always, Jim, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
PJ, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Dom,
thank you.
No, piss off. Take care, everyone.
Put your trousers back on, Joe.
Done. You're not my bromance anymore, mate. It's done. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All good?
Even if you do have bad ideas, transfer them with good ideas bad ideas make for good films.
Do they?
Sprout Boy.
Carcinogen Man will come and get you how a carcinogen man can. He'll make you eat all the meat and squish your face if you're a vegetable that produces sulfur from its vegetables, like
from its orifices.
Feces.
I think the jingle needs work.
I think this needs work.
I think you need work.
This whole concept needs work. Let's just rethink the podcast. Start again. Hello and welcome to this podcast on infrared forehead thermometers.
Yes.
Today,
I like it.
We'll be talking to the manufacturer Seajoy about how they made their specifications and display resolution.
And we'll be talking to Barry, our local expert, on whether you should measure just above at the top of the forehead or near the brow. More on that later.
And what is an acceptable number? Join us in the episode after this. This episode was not sponsored by Seajoy. Other infrared forehead thermometers are available. Ah, dickheads.